Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another Attack of the Clones video, a series in which I take a look at clones that are supposedly one-to-one replicas of the real deal, but with various results. Most of them look okay, but hardware-wise they're nothing compared to the real deal. And this series is for phones that only run Android. Phone Archive is for the more obscure and strange clones, as well as retrospectives of older devices. So that's why Attack of the Clones exists, because it's looking at the one-to-one clones. And today I want to look at a Samsung Galaxy S5 clone, which the Samsung Galaxy S5 came out in February 2014. It's 10 years old. Wow, that makes me feel old. I actually made a Galaxy S5 for a while. This is my Galaxy S5, and as you can see, it's got some cracks in the screen. Oh, well, you can't really see it actually, but 2 cracks in the glass. I actually got this from Cashies for 20 bucks, and I stuck an IT Crowd case on it. There's our famous number there that you've seen in many of my videos before. This is actually a Verizon branded phone, so I had to set the APN details in order to use this, but it was a bulletproof phone. Loved the S5. This was one of Samsung's best phones that they made at the time. The S6 I didn't really like. The S7 I kind of liked, but the S8 is really where I appreciated Samsung. That S8 form factor is just so nice. But we're not here to talk about S8s and S7s and S6s. We're here to talk about S5s and go over one of the clones that I've had in my collection for a couple of years now, as well as 2 other ones. Prepare yourselves for a long rambly video as usual. Get yourself comfy and sit back and listen to me waffle on about this device, but don't forget that timestamps are in the description as well as the pinned comment, so you can hop skippity jump your way through this one if you would like to. So should we start off with the real deal again? So I've got one here. This is actually running 4.4.2. Half of the touchscreen doesn't work. Well, a quarter of it doesn't work, but it's on 4.4.2, so good comparison there. I have a lot of S5s, and with 3G now shutting down in Australia, you can't use Samsung S5s anymore because they don't use VLTE, so they're useless, but they're really good phones. I mean, even though they've only got 2 gigs of RAM, which actually, here's the full specs for the Galaxy S5. Quad-core Snapdragon 801, 16 gigs of storage with 2 gigs of RAM, 16 megapixel camera, 2 megapixel front camera, 2800 mAh battery, 5.1-inch 1080p AMOLED display, IP67, dust and water resistant, which for 2014 is pretty good. And of course there was a whole bunch of sensors and the fingerprint sensor and all that good stuff. As I said, it was a bulletproof phone for back then. Too bad it only went up to Marshmallow though. It definitely would have been capable of running Android 7, but we're talking Android 7 TouchWiz, which is ugh. Let's take a look at the box. This is actually a legit box. This is not a clone box. So all the specs that I've just went over before, which this clone that I'm about to show you, I don't think it's got 4G, don't think it's got a quad core, definitely doesn't have water resistance, doesn't have a smart remote, doesn't have an AMOLED display, doesn't have a 16 megapixel camera or 2 megapixel front, or you wait till you see the front camera on this thing. GPS it might have, and 2800 mAh battery it definitely has. I'll show you that soon. If I just open box up, here we have 2 clones. Now I got one of these clones from, I don't really remember where, it wasn't from eWaste, and then I got this one from eWaste, and then I got the one that we're looking at today from eWaste. These 2 I don't know if they work or not. Let's quickly just try these to see if they boot up or not. Taking a look at this one first, you can see that we've got painted on sensors, which is good. The frame is kind of looking a little something like this. It's kind of broken and snapped and the glass is a bit cracked, but it might still work. The Samsung sticker looks fairly legitimate. It's got R down there too. You know, scary. Let's put this in and see what it does. Does it do anything? No? That'd be a no. Oh, maybe because the button's not pushing down? Maybe we gotta just do that a little bit more? Yeah, possibly dead. Even though they look pretty much similar, I don't think the motherboard's interchangeable with one another because there's a screw going through there, whereas there's not on there. We'll try this one. This one's got a crack in the screen, and look at the Samsung text. Looks a little... Actually, no, it looks pretty good. The one on the clone looks horrible. So I'll try power this up, see what this does. Oh no, that's dead too. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, that's okay. We've got one to look at today. I can maybe come back to these in the teardown. And here is the Galaxy S5 clone that we're taking a look at today. It's a Goophone, isn't it? That's pretty much what this is. It's a Goophone. But the reason why there's no back cover and the battery is out of it is because if I put the battery in there, the battery sticks up considerably and the back cover doesn't fit on. This back cover's from an actual legitimate S5. It kind of half fits. It's like you've got a swollen battery, but it's just better to have it off. So we're not doing back cover comparisons since that's legit and the battery's legit too. Let's time travel back to 2014 and you really want the newest S5 and some dodgy bloke on the side of a street corner says, hey, you want to buy an S5? It's legit. And he shows you this and you go, yeah, it looks pretty legit. So the first thing you can tell is the screen straight away. You've got LCD on the fake. OLED on the real. The Samsung text is horrible on the Goophone. This is the Goophone, and the Samsung on the real one. There's a considerable difference. Camera location is also different. The front camera on the fake is over to the right a little bit more. These screens are not the same size. 5.1 inches on the real deal, but I would say this is a 4.9 inch display that they've put on this. The home button looks the same, but the capacitive buttons are not there. Well, they are there. You'll see them soon, but they're not like the real deal. The earpiece as well is slightly different. There's actually sensors built into this, which I will show you. Around the side is pretty much the same there. At the top, I don't think there's a sensor in there. It looks painted on. The fake one has a headphone jack as well. At the side, power button. And on the back, so left is fake, right is real. It looks pretty convincing. At first glance, everything's here. But if you have a look at the LED and the sensors, you can see that they're painted on. Whereas the real deal, you've actually got sensors in there. You've got an LED flash, but not the other sensors. And the camera also looks a little bit different. At a first glance, you'd think that this would be the real deal if it had the battery and all that, because that sticker is almost bulletproof. I've seen a lot of clones, and that sticker looks pretty good. I mean, apart from the whole China sticker just there, compared to the real deal, it looks pretty close, I've got to admit. And the bottom also supposedly has the micro USB 3.0 port, but I have a feeling it'll just run at USB 2.0 compared to the real deal that has the USB 3 connector. The only things that I've done with this clone so far is done a camera test and reset it. That's all I've done. And dump the system files. They're in the description for you, so feel free to go through them. Otherwise, I haven't looked through this phone properly because I've wanted to save it for the video. And we might put a SIM card in it just to see if it picks up 4G. I'm wondering what the RAM is in this. I'm wondering what the storage is in this. I think I know what the storage is because I've had to connect it up to my PC, but like CPU wise as well, I'm not too sure what this is going to be. So join me folks as we go on this journey, taking a look at this thing. I hope you're all going to enjoy this one. I'm getting confused as to which one's the real one, which one's the fake one. That's okay. I've got it now. Let's power up the fake one first, because this is the point where you start to see that things aren't quite what they seem. Power it on, you get this. Wait for it. Red light. And there's our little buddy there with a whole bunch of... The animation looks janky-ish. I wonder if there's a Samsung boot animation that's hidden, because it'd be really funny if we can trigger that. But just wait, it's booting. Quad-core Snapdragon 801 in this. Ooh, hello. And look, we've booted up. Let's wait. There we go. The UI looks pretty convincing, but if you've seen the boot animation beforehand, you know that it's a fake. We've got everything here. We swipe down, it looks like the real deal. No service, because it's only 3G. You've even got a little edge panel here with all little shortcuts. You've got everything there. And you got that there too. That's fun. Email, camera, Play Store, Google, phone, people, messaging, browser, apps. Back and restore, browser, calculator, calendar, camera, clock, downloads, email, flashlight, FM radio, gallery, Google, heart rate, kid mode, messaging, music, my files, people, phone, Play Store, S-Health, S-Memo, settings, SIM toolkit, smart memo, sound recorder, talk, to-do, video player, voice search, and wireless input device. You got pretty much everything here. Can I move this out the way? There we go. So if you didn't know what the real S5 looks like, maybe if you just had a quick play around with it, at this point in time, everything looks legitimate. You'd think, yeah, it's legit. It says Samsung on it. It's got all the Samsung stuff on here. You can't tell me otherwise. So the capacitive buttons as well, by the way, they're just lights underneath. I mean, they're capacitive buttons, but they've just got really bright LEDs under there. If I power on the real deal, let's have a quick comparison between the two. The capacitive buttons, as you can see, much more nicer on the real deal, whereas the fake looks a little something like that between the two. The lock screens look pretty good. Yeah, but you can start to see some differences in the apps. Swipe down from the top. Oh, that animation. I mean, it's close enough. It's pretty good. But what about settings though? Pretty close. I mean, everything is here. But see how much more smoother the real deal is compared to the fake. It's just chugging along. Oh, we've also got Angry Bees for the vibration motor. That sounds good. Honestly, that's pretty much as far as comparisons go between the real and the fake. We all know how the S5 runs, and even now, this still feels extremely snappy for what it is. Much love for the S5. Do like it. As I said earlier, there is actually sensors on this, because look. Ha! Isn't that cool? Just like the real deal, you can wave your hand across the screen and do gestures. I can't believe this only lasted like 2 generations of Samsungs and they ditched it. This was really cool. How awesome was it to sit back in front of a group of friends, which I never did, but you know, to go, hey look, I can control my phone with the wave of my hand. Oh, it is sophisticated. I mean, it's cool now. It's a gimmick, but I like it. I like it. Don't judge me. Let me start in settings first and work my way through, which I always hated this layout on the S5. This settings layout is so weird. I can change it though to list mode, which that looks a little better. So let's connect to Wi-Fi, which is 2.4 gigahertz. There's our Android 4 keyboard looking good. Bluetooth, data usage, more. Anything else? No. Can I get rid of these possibly? This is annoying having this just, yeah, okay. Maybe we can switch them off soon. Audio profiles. I wonder if best loudness is here. It'd be good. What's the voice call ringtone? Has to be over the right, yeah. These will all be in the system files, so have fun. Bug story? Oh yeah, a cricket chirps. That sounds like R2-D2 having a shit. Oh, we can switch on touch sounds. There we go. Now it's more annoying. Should I leave that on or off? Oh, I like the bubbly pop sound. It's fun. Oh, I'll switch it off then. No fun for now. In display, we'll go live wallpapers. Oh, yep. Android 4, looking good. Wallpapers should be straight from Samsung. Yep, straight from Samsung, straight from Samsung, straight from Samsung. Is that straight from Samsung? That's from Samsung. That's from Samsung. That's from Samsung. Samsung. And I do have to say, for a clone, it's probably 480p, maybe, for the display quality, but the colors are fairly reasonable. I will give it that. Nothing close to the OLED on the real deal, but for this, it's fairly reasonable. Put it this way, the screen is better than what was seen on the PP phone, the SMOOREZ M5, and the XLs. Potentially better than a lot of welcomes that I've seen on this channel, but otherwise, can't really do much there, so go back. Accessibility, is there anything here? We've got TalkBack at least, so you could use TalkBack on this. Language and input, all here, looking very standard at this point in time. And also, this is Android 4. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot with this, but I'll do as much as I can with what I've got to deal with. Lock screen, S-View window color. Oh, I wonder if that would actually work. I don't have an S-View cover, but I wonder if this would actually work. It's probably got some little magnets built in there for it. I don't know. Motions and gestures. See, there's air gesture, which it does work. And gesture recognition, which, oh, you draw the letter and it pops up with. Yep, I know what they're talking about. Smart screen, smart scroll. When your eyes have been detected, the screen will scroll according to the angle at which you tilt your head or the device. I wonder if that would actually work or not. I remember using that on my S5. I don't think that works. I'm just bopping my head up and down and I don't think it does anything. Hey, at least air gestures work though. Power saving mode, nothing there. Notification panel, ah, that's a lot. I was about to say, I'm not seeing any spelling mistakes. Cut'em-eyes. Also three T's in buttons. I was going to say, it's doing good for the most part. Got some slight spelling mistakes. You're okay, buddy. Toolbox. Can we turn all this useless crap off? Yay! That's gone now. Accounts, reset, location access, security? Does it say that it's got a fingerprint? It does! Oh, look at this. Wait. What? Wait. Oh, I see what they're telling you to swipe down, right? But it's not actually. Oh, swipe over the bottom. Okay, sure thing. We're just swiping on the screen for it to work. Swipe over the bottom. Yeah, because look, if you just do it to there, it works. Yes, it's legit. Completely legitimate. See? And now all we do is we lock it, we do this, and it works. The magic of fingerprint unlock without having to touch the button. What a world we live in. I can also do face unlock. This is Android 4 face unlock, which has been on many clones before, but set it up. Continue. Let's see the... oh yeah, that's... The front camera is absolutely useless. Yeah, let's not even go there yet. We'll come back to that. Let's go into apps and have a quick scroll through here, but I'll be installing QuickShortcutMaker to see what mayhem I can cause. So let me just have a quick scroll through here and see if there's any applications that all shared storage. Huaki? Oh, Xi'an? Or something. Cheeky Android, there he is. Hey buddy, haven't seen you in a while. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Face unlock, factory mode, fuse location. A lot of the stuff that I've seen on other devices before, but I'm looking for something that says spec changer or storage changer or something, and it's not looking like it. Oh, yep, reboot and right sis. We'll come back to you. Setup wizard. there was no setup when this did pop up. It's on Jelly Bean as well, which the real deal originally shipped with KitKat. System updates, talkback, TouchWiz home. Did anyone ever like TouchWiz? I found it to be reasonable at times. It was just a very bloated Android experience, but it was okay. It was alright. It'll do. I couldn't use it nowadays, but you know, back then it was fine. Battery at 81%. Probably not optimized for a real Samsung battery, so I've got life support handy just in case. Storage does say 16 gigs, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it as 4 gigabytes at one stage. Develop options was on by default, which that's why I've dumped all the system files, but don't really need to see much. And the animation's down to 0.5 as well for optimum speedy experience. And finally, in about devices. System updates. It'd be hilarious if there's like a tiny little server in the middle of China that's like, oh, hey, I just got a ping from some random place in Australia that wants a system update. Here you go. It's not going to happen though. I could say optimistic. Okay, I'm not optimistic. Well, let's try this one. Check now. Wow. Android 4. What an absolute experience. So we've got the model number, SMG900. Oh, network connection failed. Okay. It says 4.4.2, but if we go into that, it says KitKat, but we've seen Jelly Bean before. Probably just stolen straight off KitKat. Kernel version, build number, and custom build version. Doesn't say too much info there, apart from 2014, which all matches up. If you want to check the IMEI, it's right there. Feel free to let me know where that's been pinched from. And the serial number, of course, it's 01234567898ABCDF. Wouldn't be anything else, would it? I mean, they could have used a serial number that's in there, but it's good enough. So that's all the settings. What about these widgets? Do they do anything? Oh, S-Health. Okay. I'm burning calories, burning exercise, enter. Please enter calories. 200? Okay. What am I doing? Whee! Food tracker. Ah, what do they say? Plus. Oh. Okay. Well, take your pick. Wow. Yes. Potato cake. I know that. Strawberry jam, I know that too. What a weird selection, okay. Can you choose Macca's? Did I break it? Oh no, you can just see my selfie down there of the wonderful front camera on this. I'll get to show you that soon. Wait, I've just realized, can I take a photo of my face and have it as the dinner plate? Huh, well, I guess I'm 208 calories, according to this. It doesn't actually say it. I'm confused. Ooh, S-Note. Does it actually work though? Let's draw on the screen, so can we draw it? Hey, that's actually reasonable. I mean, granted, that's not the best drawing I'm ever going to do. That's actually a decent sort of response. For a cheapy phone anyways. Also can't... Oh. They couldn't quite fit it. What widgets can I add? Anything that's sort of from Samsung? No? Doesn't really look like it. S-Memo was there. Walking Mate. Story album. Ah, that's all good. Let's go through the default apps, which most of these aren't going to do too much, but we'll see what we can do. It's backup restore we don't have to do. Let's just try a browser test, just for the fun of it. Why is there an eye on the screen? Oh, I wonder if the scroll thing will happen now. You know, so far, the performance on this is reasonable. It's a bit slow, but it's reasonable, considering this is a clone from 2014. I say that. I don't think the date and time's correct. No, the date and time's correct. Maybe... Oh! Hello. See, it's jumping around. Look. Oh, it uses the accelerometer. Whee! That's what that does. It doesn't use your head to detect it. It's silly. Alright, well, let's just go into Wikipedia then. Will it complain about certificates? Or will it load? No. Okay. That means I'm not going to be able to do a YouTube test. I can try though. Well, I can't put the app on here, so let's do YouTube via the web browser. Well, if we get there. Well, it's not looking good so far. I reckon this has a dual core in it. Not 512 meg of RAM. I think it's got 1 gig in it. But yeah, I can't do anything here, unfortunately. Also, the home button doesn't appear to be home buttoning. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense to me. That doesn't do it, so you just press back and hear the angry bees, and you go back. That's fine. Calculator? Looks like slightly skinned Android 4 calculator. Calendar. Looks like a very bunched together calendar with day, week, month, and adder. Cameras here though. Oh boy, my favorite. Just ignore my ugly mug down there going, ugh. This is what it looks like. What does it look like on the real deal? Pretty close. But how many of the functions that are on the real deal function on the fake one? None. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. Nothing works. You have a whole bunch of options here, but none of it really does anything. And the front camera is just, it's horrendous. It's horrific. But you can choose face detection and picture size and EIS, which didn't work. Yeah, very basic camera though. Nothing really too exciting. But I'll go ahead and splice the photos and videos in that I took with this, have a look at them, take them all in, really appreciate them. We'll come back and continue looking at this. Alright, testing the fake Galaxy S5. This is what video looks like with the rear camera. It says full HD, but I doubt it. I've done the front camera test already, and my god, it's painful. But yeah, you'll see it soon. Also, there's Ripley. Hi. Hi. Don't destroy the house. Every time I'm outside, you destroy the house. Don't destroy the house. You scary. See, look, she knows she's doing it. She knows what she's doing. You know what you're doing, yes. Look at you. You big chonk. Did we have stabilization? Not really. I mean, the real one didn't have stabilization. Well, it just had EIS, I think. But this is looking, you know, as it is. Nothing too spectacular for a clone anyways. It's doing its job, but I know that it's got front sensors, because that's been bugging me. Far away aircon, can you see it? Yeah, we do have autofocus. See, look at that. A clone with autofocus. Crazy. And there you go, 4x digital zoom, you can see the pixels. Wait till you see the front camera, and then you can decide if the cameras are worthy on this or not. Look at these two. Look, he's dragging him. And recording with the fake S5 with the LED on, it's pretty bright. That's not too bad. And it does focus. Autofocus didn't quite work with photos. If you press the focus, it kind of screws up the image, but if you leave it and don't press anything, it's fine. Considering the quality of this, it's pretty good for what it is. Ooh, we've only got 2 lemons left. They'll be gone soon. Come on. There you go. Nice. So yeah, that's what the LED looks like on this. It's just very bright.
I honestly can't even begin to describe the camera quality of this fake S5. Apart from, am I underwater? No, I'm not underwater. What am I? This is a trip. Wow. Okay, let's hold it completely still. No? Yeah? Oh, that is wonderful. Probably the best video I've ever seen from the Goophone. Yeah. Cool.
How do you stop it? What did you think of the photos and videos on this? Honestly, the rear camera was reasonable. I mean, we have autofocus. There's detail. It's 5 megapixels, according to the resolution, 2560 by 1440. Might be a little lower than 5 megapixels. But yeah, looking back over the photos, they turned out fair. I'm talking about the rear camera as well, by the way, not the front. We're not addressing the front camera just yet. Honestly though, the rear camera is impressive for 2014. I'll say that. And for a clone as well. That probably would have only been sold for 150 bucks. But the front camera, all I need to do is just show you the first photo that I took with this, and that was more than enough for me to go, that's a horrific camera. And then if we're talking about videos as well, which also, there's, wait, it's loading a video. Look, 2 little bugs carrying each other. I've never seen that before. I don't know what they are. Video with the rear camera was 864 by 480, which is a very strange resolution, but it looked... hand movements, no words, I'll just say it's fine. It's okay. It just works. But the front camera though, I think that is one of the worst front cameras I have seen in quite a long time. I've looked at many devices before and I don't remember a lot of devices, what the front camera was or anything. But this is pretty, ouch. That jelly movement was cranked up to... It's bad. You folks let me know if that's the worst front camera you've seen from a clone device. I think there's been worse. That little fella in there, recording at 480p and taking 2 megapixel photos. They don't look like 2 megapixels at all, not even close to it. Home button just doesn't want a home button. That's okay, we'll just press back. I was gonna do a comparison between the real deal and the fake just for a bit of a laugh, but I thought, no, I want you to all just take those photos and videos in. As I said, rear camera's fine, front camera, yeah, we'll give it a miss. Clock looks like a strange looking clock. Bold and then it's not bold. Also, happy birthday, Anthony. Torch? I haven't tested the LED actually. Let's test it. How bright is it? Ooh, hey, not bad. You've seen in the photos and videos how bright it is already. I haven't done the night shots as of yet. Hopefully you still survive, buddy. But yeah, that's actually fairly reasonable. Considering FM radio, do we need earphones? Or does it just work? You need earphones. Okay. Well, let's get the earphones and see what's on Australian radio on a Thursday night at 8 p.m.-ish. It works. There you go. Did the real one have an FM radio? I don't recall it ever having an FM radio. I could be wrong though. No, it didn't. Unless you could download one. But no, there's no FM radio here. That's strange. Heart rate though. Oh, we'll see this. Start. Okay, good. Keep still. This clone will tell me. I'm pretty calm. Alright, heart rate sensors. Why don't you tell me the heart rate of this cute little burger plushie? There you go. I wonder if he's stressed. Are you gonna be stressed, buddy? Or are you gonna be as calm and cool as a cucumber? I don't know. Hey, he's slightly more stressed. Aww. It's alright, buddy. We'll put you back. You can de-stress over there. Yeah, that app's useless. I love how they put the heartbeat and, you know, the graph to make it look all sort of... it's super stressed. It's kind of like a Scientology test. Not gonna lie. You know those tin cans that they give you and you hold them and then they say, oh yeah, you're stressed out when you're thinking of like daisies and chipmunks and stuff? This is kind of the same thing. And all it did was just have the LED on and that's it. Kid mode? Does it actually, that's so janky? Alright, cool. Enter the pin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please you put pin again. I didn't even set a pin. What are you talking about? Can I actually get out of this mode now? I can't. Oh, I was going to say, I can't get out of this mode. I thought it was stuck like that for a second. It's not. It's all okay. Speaker test. Let's do speaker test. BFG Division. Give it a shot. How good does it sound? I'm kind of surprised by the speaker quality. It's not the best, but it's better than I expected though, from a clone anyways. It's more clearer than other clones that I've looked at before. There's details there, and overall it's not too bad. Let me try the terrible song that I made. I'll release this one day. You can find it on the internet if you look hard enough. Sounds pretty good. The speaker, not the song. Honestly, I'm fairly happy with it. But would I be happy getting this back in 2014 and not the real deal? Probably not. So let's continue on. My files, what does this look like? 16 gigs, supposedly. Don't think it's 16 gigs. I'll come back to installing apps soon. Play Store, we're not going to be able to do too much in, so I'll leave that. S-Health, which looks like that. Bloke on a bike going super speedy. Pedometer. Does this work? Look everyone, I'm losing weight. There's no proper sensors for this, of course, but it's called Walking Mate, which is kind of fun. More apps, calories burned, surroundings poor. Well, how do you know? Oh, I just burnt 2 calories by touching the screen. That's fair. Comfort level. Well, this looks, reasonable. What else we got? Setting. Sensitivity. Extra high. Very high. High. Higher. Medium. Lower. Low. Very low. Extra low. Love how it's not even set as well. That's just, okay. Body weight? 50 pounds. No. That's how much that this cat weighed. No, he was like 38 pounds. Who feeds a cat cookies and soup and lets it get to that size? Crazy. Anywho, apart from the stuff that I found earlier, I haven't found any other spelling mistakes. It's fairly bulletproof so far. Continuing on. Sim Toolkit, Smart Memo. Did I ever use this back on my S5? I don't think so, because it's not ringing a bell. Can I do anything here? I mean, it works. I'm not going to bag it. It works. Sound recorder? See, look at that. Android 4 sound recorder. On Wellcomes that run Android 8 and all that sort of stuff. Sound recorder looks like this. Hasn't changed. Not one bit. To-do, which is just going to be a to-do list, which looks pretty janky. Video player, voice search, and wireless input device. I was going to play the Costa Rica video in video player, but I don't have it on my micro SD card, so I'll just leave it. There was also no S-Voice either. We just have voice search, which looks like that. Hey, how you doing? Why am I speaking in dots? I don't think it works. That's all of the default apps. I thought there would have been some funny stuff in these apps somewhere, but everything's looking pretty good at this point in time. For a clone anyways. They've put effort into it. I will say that, but now it's time for mayhem, because I'm going to install GTA 3, device info hardware, CPU system info, QuickShortcutMaker. Can't do Geekbench on this. We'll see what this is running. I'm quite curious. Unfortunately, I can't put GTA 3 on this. Even though I've got my micro SD card as the default storage, it just doesn't want to install because I'm doing janky side loading and stuff. So no gaming test. I could play Doom. I think it would run fine on this. Let me check the specs because that's what I'm curious about. See what's exactly running in this thing. What hardware have they used? Okay, 854 by 480 is the display, which is what the video resolution was at. AMT 6572, 4.2, fake 4.4.2, 512 meg DDR2 and 4 gigabytes of flash memory. What? Is this, hello, confusing? Universal 4510, MediaTek quad core with an Adreno 330 by Qualcomm. Yeah, makes sense. System, Samsung. Not quite. Jelly Bean. I wonder if we have root access on this. Screen 854 by 480 at 65.7 Hertz. Oh, slightly overclocked. Let's see the multi-touch. What is this? 2-point multi-touch. Memory. That's looking good. When you see red, that means good. Internal storage, yeah, I've only got 1.27 gigs, which that's why GTA wasn't installing. But my external storage says 1.1 gig free with a total of 1.31 gigs. That's confusing. Cameras, 8 megapixels, not quite, and the front camera, 2 megapixels. Battery, probably doesn't even know what's going on. Sensors, supposedly everything but a gyroscope and barometer. CPU system info, just to see what it says. So when I connected this up to my computer, it did say K3G Duo SCTC, whatever that means. Samsung, board MSM 8974, nope. Because then it says 6572 right there, 4.4.2, but then it says Jelly Bean, and no root access. MSM 8974, and then MT6572 directly below it. Looking good. Can we actually change it though? And of course it's only a dual core because it's MT6572. Memory says 16 gigs there, but that's not the case. RAM, 3 gigs. It was only 2 gigs on the real deal. Screen says 6.1 inches, but that's not the case. What's the battery level in this? Oh, it doesn't say. The batteries that came with these looked like Samsung ones, but they had no NFC and they were really, really thin. Probably 1200 milliamp hour batteries, if that. Thermal, not much to see there. And sensors, Kionics is accelerometer. Proximity and light doesn't say anything there, but we definitely have front sensors. Cameras, 7.8 megapixels, but it can't do that, and 2 megapixels for the front. Now it's time for mayhem. QuickShortcutMaker, what can we do? Engineer mode is probably just the usual engineer mode, I'd say. Yes, it is. The capacitive buttons have now died. That's no good. I'll just lock it, and then unlock it, and this usually fixes any issues. See, fixed. Factory mode. Looks like, yep, factory mode. Headphones. Yeah, see, kid mode doesn't say Samsung, it's by Yishin. Sec app. Kid mode, S-Health, Android S-Health, Android Heart Monitor. Seems legit. S-Momo is also Android S-Momo. Setup wizard? What does this look like? Nope, can't open it. System UI just there. System updates. TouchWiz Home, Android Launcher, GS4JB2. See? It works. This APK should be in the system file, so feel free to do what you want with it. There it is, System UI Edit. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. Where's the dodgy apps? You telling me there's nothing here? Hang on, I'm going through this. Just found something called Rocket Launcher. It does this. I don't know what this is from, but Rocket Launcher. There's nothing in QuickShortcutMaker to change anything, which is quite unfortunate. That's everything on this. I've tested it all, I think. I've got to say this is a clone with effort. While the hardware in this is not even close to the real deal, it does a good job of trying to be like the real deal. Even though it has a lot of the features missing, the general sort of functionality and the user interface is pretty good. I'll give it that, but everything else about this kind of lacks. The display's good, the rear camera's okay, front camera is, we never want to talk about that again, but the lack of anything funny on this or hidden is just kind of disappointing. As I said, I thought this would be a lot more funnier, but unfortunately it's not. It's fairly standard. But I've wanted to look at this for quite a long time, so at least I've had a look at it and I know what it can do. So let's tear it down and have a squiz at what's inside of this. So off we go. I'm going to check the system files to see if there is a Samsung animation. Yes, there is. There is a Samsung animation. I wonder if there would be some way to trigger it. If you folks know, let me know and I'll give it a shot. I'm sorry there wasn't a lot of fun stuff to have a look at on this. I still had fun looking at this, of course, but I just would have liked to have seen some funny, janky Chinese stuff on here. But let's take it apart, which this doesn't come apart like the regular S5. The regular S5, which is a pain to take apart because you have to take the screen off first, you don't have to do this with the clone. Nah, you can just 1, 2, 3 and it opens straight up. I'll show you. So once you've taken all the screws out, the whole frame can just lift away. I say that. Yep, that works. That's a big loudspeaker. Not gonna lie, that's a fairly beefy one. We've got a coin-style vibration motor, the charging port there, the rear camera, which is fairly reasonably sized, the LED flash there, and no sensors next to it, which is what I would have expected. Alright, with everything disconnected from the board, I can just pop it out like so, and we can take a look at it, which we do have a metal frame, which is interesting, but otherwise, nothing much to look at there. The motherboard itself, not a whole lot to look at here either. There's the front 2 megapixel camera there, which was really good. A for effort. A couple of components on there, front sensors, headphone jack. We got a little sticker there that says 2015. Interesting. Well, I guess we've got to pop off the shielding, which is right there, to see what we've got in this. So let's grab it off. That was super easy to take that off. We've got the SanDisk module there, which would be 512 megs of RAM and 4 gigabytes of storage. And then we have the MediaTek MT6572 dual-core processor just there, powering this thing, which is quite usual for clones, to be fairly honest. That configuration I've seen before. But the question is though, those other ones that I have, are any of the parts compatible with this or not? Think of this as a 3-in-1 teardown because of how boring the phone was. I'm making up for it with teardowns. Alright, let's take this really broken looking one apart and see what's inside of this, if it's the same motherboard or not. Alright, let's see. Ah, see, different. The frame is bent and the buttons fell out. I've never seen a headphone jack soldered like that before. That's very odd. Speaker just there, cheapy flex ribbon just up there. But what's the specs in this one? Yeah, I think that screen's busted. Just slight feeling. So this fake S5 says not a whole lot of info on it. But I'll pop off the shielding and we'll see what's powering this one. The shielding just pops off so easy on these. And what do you know? Look at that. MT6572. With a module there, I would assume would be 512 megs of RAM and 4 gigs of storage. I'll do a quick Google and see if I can find anything, but I usually can't find anything with codes that are just like that. Also, look how tiny the front camera is. It's adorable. It's a little tiny. Oh, itty bitty thing. But yeah, this motherboard's an R. So, well done to R. No sensors, of course. I'll just kind of put this back together somehow. I really don't think this is going to go back together quite smoothly, so I'll just do that and put the buttons there and we're good. Yeah, everyone agree that that's okay? Put that back in the box and pretend I didn't see it. But this one, the last one, let's see what's inside of this one. If they're 3 completely different motherboards, that's really unique. Let's see what our motherboard looks like. Will it be janky or will it not be janky? We're in. And sure enough, that's another different motherboard. It's not the same. It's different. That's amazing. It's not even close to the other one. And look at this one too. This one actually has sensors right there. So why doesn't this one work? Maybe the battery contacts ran the wrong way or something? Wait, it works? The light came on? Yep. Yeah, oh my god, it works. Why is this working now? it's got a pin lock on it. Let's investigate. So the chip's obviously going to be straight onto here. So I'll just pop this off. We'll have a look at the chips. I'll put this back together. And we'll quickly just have a play around with it. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. I think I might have damaged something just there. But what do we have in this? A MediaTek MT6572A. And we've got a module just there. Oh, yep, I knocked one of those off. Whoops. Pretend I didn't do that. Yeah, we've got a module just there. Let's put it back together and see if it still works then. Hopefully I haven't killed it. Come on, buddy. Oh. No. Yeah, the connectors are just over a tiny little bit, so I gotta try and align them up. There are ways and means of doing this. What I'm doing right now is called weight reduction. It makes it go faster. I think it should be fine now. On we go. No, I think I knocked off one of the important SMCs. Oops. Unfortunately, it's kind of dead now. I probably should have retested it while it was working and then done it. Because yeah, the battery contacts, they're in the right space, but it just no working now. Would have been good to dump the system files from this, but I've kind of went and done that. Well, if you folks want to see this, someone out there in the world, if you can fix that for me, replace one of them, I'll put that back on there for you. Put some tape on there, so then we know that that's where that goes. And if you want to help me out and repair that, I'd much appreciate it, because then I could show it on the channel. That's if you want to see it or not. Let me put the original one back together, see if that still works, and call this one a video, I think. Well, hopefully this still works. If it does, I'll display all the specs to the side of this thing, and you'll find out that there's not a whole lot in here. MT6572, 512 meg, 4 gigs of storage, not a whole lot. But hey, at least I've had a look at it. Been sitting in my collection for a couple of years now. I've wanted to have a look at it, and I've done so. There you go. That's taken a look at this S5 clone from 2014-2015. I do have an S6 clone, but that's dead. And I was going to do another S7 clone video. That's dead. I have an S8 Plus, which doesn't even look like the real S8 Plus. That's also dead too. So I'm not doing too good with the clones at the moment. Yeah, I think that's all for this one, to be honest. I think I've taken a look at everything that I needed to. Would have been cool to see some janky Chinese stuff on this, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be seen on this. And I should have honestly checked the phone out before filming, but I like to look at the phones that I get while filming, so then my reaction is completely genuine, and that anything that I find is a complete surprise to me. But look, I hope you enjoyed this one regardless. This will be the last video that I'll be making for a month, because I'm going on a break. So I will let you folks know all the details about that soon, but I just wanted to get this one last video done, so then everything that I needed to do is done, and then I can come back nice and fresh and we can start again. But if you're hearing me ramble, that means you've made it to the end of this one, so thank you so much for watching this. I really do appreciate it, and as I said, I hope you enjoyed this one. Feel free to let me know what you thought of this one down in the comments below. And yeah, if you made it this far without using timestamps, I appreciate you, but if you had to use them to hop skippity jump along, that is completely fine. That's why they're there. And also, system files are in the description. Feel free to go through them and see what you find. But that'll do it for another episode in Attack of the Clones. I haven't done one in a while, so I'm glad that I've done another installment in it. I need to do some more installments in the Tacky Tablet series as well. I'll get back to them, and I hope everyone enjoyed the 7.5-hour job lot that I recently published. It took me almost a year to finish it. I am so not doing big job lots like that again. They're just too hectic. Alright folks, if I don't catch you all on the live stream that I'm going to be doing this weekend, I will see you all in a month's time from my trip. I'm going to Japan. I haven't been for 9 years, and folks that have listened to me on stream ramble about Japan, I love it. I loved it in 2015, and going back is amazing. And I have to thank Reed for organising this for me as well, so I really do appreciate that. I'll talk with everyone on stream and let you all know. Until the next time I see you all, please take care, stay safe, be good people, just keep being awesome, keep being kind and respectful to one another as you all do, and I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully s'mores will be nice and refreshed. Hopefully. But yeah, until that one, please take care of yourselves, and I will see you all very soon. Also, side note, if I sounded a little weird in the video, it's because I have a denture. I'm old, so that kind of gives me a little bit of a lisp sort of thing, or not really a lisp, I don't know, it just sounds weird, but if you notice, let me know. Alright, I'm going now. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.
If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.